Hello, everybody. Okay, sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I was trying to do a something fancy with the chat. I was gonna have the chat in the render, but I'm gonna be showing a tutorial today. So, unfortunately, we'll skip the chat for today, and then we'll come back. Okay, so we have a plan for today. Today's plan is I'm going to show you some of the basics of how to play the game, but not so much. Mostly today is going to be a tutorial. Hey, Sean. Hey, Mag. Yeah. Hey, Chrono. So yeah, the goal is to do a tutorial. People are asking me kind of a lot, actually. Hey, you're running around showing us a lot of chopping and digging holes. But you haven't showed us really building anything, so I thought I would do that today. So we're going to start off with some of the basics, and everybody in the chat, hey fat guy. Oh, all the volumes. Sorry, I turned it down. Anyway, so we're going to go over the basics of this, and kind of go into some more detail about how to do some crafting, or specifically how to build. Alright, so I'm going to give you a tour of my place. This is the temple to Domo, or Domo temple. Not a temple to me, but of all the Domos that have come and gone before. I based it a little bit off of the temple of Athena. I wanted something very Greek looking. So I copied a Greek, they call it a Greek key. Didn't know what to do back here. Couldn't continue the key, so I just kind of made something odd looking. And then inside I have my Domo statue. Statue of Domo. It's got a little bit out of shape because I had to bring it in here. When I brought it in, it was too close to this wall, and it actually deleted this wall. We'll talk about some of the problems with building today as we get into it. Thanks, Sean. So yeah, there we have it. So there's a lot of really advanced building stuff involved with this, and I thought, well, I might as well show everybody how to do it. And then this is the ruins. Still working on this front archway. I'm gonna do an arch here, front archway here, and one to the side. I have like a fallen pillar over there. Kind of meant to make it look like this is where everyone works to try to keep the temple working. The temple needs constant maintenance and upgrades and everything, and so this is like the work area down here. Kind of like the little RP thing I'm doing here. But anyway, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you some of the basics, and one of the first things you want to do is probably not what I'm gonna do. First thing I'm gonna do is actually delete this, because I need a flat spot to work on, and I really don't have a nice flat spot over here. The claim is almost used up completely. Right where that tree is pretty much the edge of my claim. So I need some room, and to do that I'm going to clear out this. Thanks, Max. Hey, Jack. Let's go. I'm going to show you how you would do this first, mainly because if you've already built something, you want to save it before you start doing some crazy stuff, then this is how you do it. So let's go over some of the basic tools. The tools you start off with are the add tool and the delete tool. The tools, by the way, before we get too far, this is early alpha, and some of this stuff is just not working right. Things disappear all the time, and just it's really crazy. So I'm going to try to attempt to show you this. Look, if I move the tools over, it just deletes the other tools. Okay, so to make some of these higher end tools, you start off with the add and the delete tool. To make some of the higher end ones, you need to make better crafting stations, which are these ones down here. So these are the basic tools you start off with, and the heal tool. I'm not even going to bother with the heal tool right now. The heal tool will basically return the land exactly the way it was when you left it. The more advanced tools are the smooth tool, which we're going to use a lot today, the paint tool, which is a more advanced one, and one of the first ones you build is the selection tool. The selection tool is significantly significantly more powerful than the add tool. And then this is the line tool, which will show you this today too. Alright, before I actually do this, everyone has been really great. We are doing another giveaway for when we hit 50 subscribers, but I might do a giveaway like today or tomorrow. My bag is this is my vault, and it's completely 100% full, and I'm actually gonna have to throw a few of these things away because I need the room. I can't delete my claim unless you have room in your bag. So I need to make some space, and I don't really have enough room to put all that stuff. So a lot of these things are really high end. I'm not going to delete any of the high end stuff. I'm just going to delete some of the low end junky things like a fast copper axe. Okay, don't need that. It's a nice axe and everything, but don't really need it, and I need the space. All the jewelry I'll keep. We're going to be doing giveaways. We're going to be giving away most of this stuff. I'd love to give it away, all of it, but we'll get to that at some point. Alright, so while we're looking at the vault, these vaults are like a universal bank. Anywhere you drop a vault, anybody can access it at any time and get all of their stuff. So they aren't looking at your stuff, they're looking at their stuff. Okay, so see, I'm completely full. I'm hoping that the scout emblem takes almost nothing to make, so we'll chuck that. The bronze grappling hook, unfortunately I've got about 1,000 veridium ones, so we're going to get rid of the bronze one. Everyone keeps wanting to give me more stuff, and it's amazing, and I appreciate it, I really do. I'm out of space, so we're going to have to get rid of some of these things. That probably is enough for the claim. I'm hoping. We'll delete it, and if it doesn't work, then we'll come back. Fat guy, if you want to come get your pickaxe, come on over. I've got plenty of them to give to you. Okay. By the way, if you are coming to get stuff, just let me know. And I am on Serenity, Esker, E-S-K-E-R. Okay. So what we're going to do first is you want to at least have the selection tool, which, like I said, things just disappear off the bar all the damn time. Really annoying. It's just a bug. You know, they'll fix it. It's still early alpha. Okay, so we're going to grab the area with the selection tool. And you can't grab empty space, little tip there. You have to grab a volume of something. Once you go to grab, you'll notice that there's these little things that come up in the corner, these grab handles. You can grab them and then expand it out in one of the X or the Y axis, or X, Y, or Z axis actually. You want to make sure that it's big enough to get everything. Hey, Digital Architect. All right, so you have to look at everything in 3 dimensions, and this is the tricky part, but we'll get to that as we get going here. Once it turns blue, that means you can grab it. You'll notice the bigger you make it, the bigger that those handles get, which is important because later on you're gonna have some problems getting things. Okay, so we got almost the entire temple here. We're gonna grab this all the way out to the edge. Make sure we got everything we're looking to get. Alright. How long have you been streaming? I just got the email saying you're on. Yes, I just started streaming about 10 minutes ago, maybe. Maybe not even 10 minutes. Okay, so there we go. We've got everything selected with our select tool. So the first thing we want to do is come here to template, and we want to create a new template. And we're going to call this one Temple Domo Finished, mainly because this is pretty much how I wanted it. So hit OK. Now it should, just to double check, you go in here to your templates and you see Temple Domo Finished. It's right there. Alright, so if I lose it, if it were to disappear completely, I don't care. I made this, I can make it again. Alright, I'm not that worried about it. Okay, so now all we need to do is select it again. Unfortunately, I deselected it. I didn't have to, I just did it as an accident. Grab our voxels. And when you delete this, all of this material is gonna go back in your bag. Thanks, Demon Cats. Demon Cats said that they're gonna give me the goodies after I give this giveaway. Yeah, my bags are completely full. And almost all of it has been donations. I really appreciate it, everybody. I really do. It's great. It's great to be able to hook people up and give them goodies. You know, somebody gave me this pickaxe that I'm using now, and it's just amazing how powerful it is. It can makes the game a lot easier. But I'm still having to do everything from scratch. So it's, yeah, I did get a little bit of a boost in the beginning, but it's not amazing. Okay. Here we go. That's it. It's all selected. And all you do is you hit the delete key, and Bob's your uncle. It all goes back in your inventory, everything. And it wasn't too bad. I guess it wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be. Matter of fact, I've been noticing that it's got to be at least 200,000 stone there, and it didn't give me as much as I thought. It only gave me 45,000. So, whatever. It got a lot of marble too. There was a lot of marble in that. Okay, so there we go. It is gone. My temple is gone. Now, technically, they were working on this part. Hold on. Sometimes those little things stick. Really? Alpha. Okay. They were working on this, being able to place something. And there it is. There's the Temple of Domo. And I technically should just be able to plop it back down. And there it is, back to where we had it. Okay? So, once you make the template, it's pretty much yours to own forever. And you can use it however you want. I could turn it if I wanted it to face a little bit to the east or west or whatever. You could do all that. But Control Z, undo. Boop. Demon Cats was in there. He's probably like, what? There to go. He was bowing to the statue. Oh, that's too bad. It'll be back later, Demon Cats. Good morning, Shadow Song. Are you having a problem with buffering, Sean? Okay. So we're gonna one of the first things I'm gonna teach you guys how to do, and there's people in the audience that are way more advanced than I am at building. Okay, I'm not gonna pretend that I know everything, but people were asking me, hey, I love your videos, but you're not showing us anything other than running around and digging. So please show us some other stuff. When you first start building, you only have the add tool, and this gets extremely tedious building a wall like this. Okay. So one of the first things I'm going to teach you guys are the basics. You can build a wall like this. See how hard it is though? The little thing that bounces off the line, it doesn't stay on the line. It's really frustrating. Ta-da. Okay, now that is a pain in the neck, and I don't recommend you building walls like that. It's really bad. Before we go into how we're going to build the wall a little bit better, one thing you want to do is you can always build anything out of anything. Anything you've mined up, you can build it out of. So, like, look, I can make this part of the wall out of copper. So, it's pretty cool that you can use whatever it is you've mined up to use as a building material. Oops, and look, it just disappeared completely. That was weird. But it does blend with the previous voxels. So if I put some more up on top here, there it goes. It just needed it needed an extra layer of voxels, and you're gonna find like this later on. Okay, so as you're first starting out, and you say, "Oh crap, I didn't want to build this out of copper. I'm all out of copper. I can't finish it." You can hit Control Z to undo, and go back, and just Control Z the whole thing. Or you can hit the delete key, the delete tool, which you can do pixel by pixel or voxel by voxel also. Now this is also very difficult. Oops. Did it lock up? It appears to have been frozen. Remember everybody, this is alpha. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again so people don't beat me up too much. Alright, give me a second, we'll be right back. Oh wait, it unfroze? Did it unfreeze? No, it's frozen. Oh, okay. Un momento, por favor. I hear it like I'm moving around, but I can't actually. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it unfroze on its own. Alright, so yeah, you hit the delete key, delete tool, and you can do this. Hi, Kaibi, or KB. But you see, if you screw up, you can somehow get down in here, you know, and it's like, oh, geez, then you gotta Control Z that. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is build yourself a workstation, and the one you want to build is the Copper Forge. I think it's the Copper Forge. It's the first forge you can build. It's really simple to build. And at that forge, you can make the selection tool. Okay, so let me show you the power of the selection tool. Before we do that real quick, if you use your mouse wheel, you can roll your size up of the pixels you want, or the voxels you want to drop down. Okay. Let's see. So we want to go back to the add tool. You see, I can put down a big block of copper, or I can do smaller. All right. Like I said, some of you this is really basic. You're like, oh, what is he doing, showing us this today? But this is ultimately to help people out. Okay, so I've done that, and actually I just showed you a little bit of the selection tool. Now the selection tool, the way it works is you can draw with it, but the problem is you can't draw in the air. So everything you need to do with the selection tool needs to be done on a surface it's already down there, and then you can then, once it's on the surface, you can then draw it up. You grab the candles like we did before, and see, I can make a wall like this quickly. And I don't want to use copper because I don't have much. So we're gonna go here to our stone, and we're gonna pick like just a basic. Let's pick this intricate work stone. Okay, so once you've drawn, this is how high you want your wall to be. Oh, it says we're moving. Okay, thanks. Yeah, select tool. Oh my god, I pooped when I got it. There'll be 3 tiers of minerals. Yes, you guys are talking about that over there. Alright, so once you've selected the wall, and I've selected the material that I would like to go on the wall, you hit the add tool. You do need the add tool for this. When it's white, it doesn't do anything. Okay? You need to bring the add tool onto it. Once it turns yellow, you click it, and there you go. There's your wall. Neat, huh? Much faster than the add tool. Much more powerful than the add tool, too. Because now what we can do is we draw our little box back on the wall. And you hit Control C and Control V, copy paste. And now I could paste another wall that's exactly the same as that one. Before we do it, let me talk to you a little bit about these little handles here. If you hit the tab key, it tabs between X, Y, and Z. Okay? So I say, well, I think it's about right, but I'm going to have to move it over 1 voxel. See? You just use your mouse wheel, and you can just click it left and right, 1 or 2, to kind of get it lined up where you want it. Alright? Then you can hit the other axis, and you can go the other direction. Easy peasy, right? And then if you're trying to get on the surface, this one here, the Z one. So that's cool. But now how do I do it this way? How do I get this wall this way? Because now we've got a wall this way. So let's place this wall. Okay. And now it's still on there. You can either keep it where you're looking at it, or you can just get rid of it, because as long as you Control C and Control V, that's copy and paste. Alright, so then what you do is you hit Shift Tab, and then it changes to rotate around the X, Y, and Z axis. So now we can rotate around the X axis, hit Tab again, rotate around the Y and Z. So here we go. We have it in place pretty much where we want it. You line it up how we want it. And you can, I didn't really build this perfectly square, so it's going to hang off the edge here a little bit. But you can you get about where you want it. You hit the mouse button, bam, it goes. And we'll do this one. And there we go. Like I said, very sloppy. I'm just trying to show you the gist of how it works. You can then go in here and go, okay, I like the way the house looks, but I have a little overhang here. Just grab your selection tool, hit delete, and it's gone. It takes a lot of practice, though, getting exactly what you're looking to do, you see? Now we have a hole here. Now I want to fill that hole in. I can't draw with the selection tool in empty space, so you got to start with 1 voxel over. You draw it all the way down, and then you can go over with it 1, hit your add tool, and then paste your texture that you want. Bob's your uncle. It looks great, right? I mean, that's pretty quick. So let's do something a little more fancy here. So let's get rid of this rock. I don't like this rock. This rock's in my way. Should be able to delete rock. I cannot delete rock. There are some issues right now that they're working on fixing. But I want this texture to be all the same on the ground here. So same thing. Tool. Drop. Nice. Okay. What about if we want a doorway? Well, doorways are easy. Just figure out about where you want the door. Draw a box with one voxel. Hit delete. Nice, right? Now we have a doorway into our little abode that we're making here. Now here's another cool part of the selection tool. Let's undo that. So we want this a bit taller. All you do is grab the whole thing. You're going to want to grab it with your selection tool. Oops. It is a bit flaky sometimes, I won't lie. Sometimes you go to click one of these grab handles and then you miss it and you grabs and it just deletes it. And you're like, I gotta do it all over again. It's annoying. Alright, so now we like that. We're gonna copy that, Control C, and then Control V is paste, and look, we can just the power of the copy paste in this game is amazing because you can do some really huge buildings quickly. And all I'm doing is using my XYZ stuff to get it lined up how I want it. And I'll see that. I think I got it. Okay. But look, it didn't make it all. It missed some. So that's okay, because that happens. It's not a big deal. Because remember, all you need to do is go, okay, it placed fine, so we're just going to leave the placement correct. And then we're going to draw just a single one here. Add the texture. And if you notice, it brought back the other wall that was missing. You see how that happened? It's just weird the way it does that sometimes. If you paste it on. So now we got like a little two-story structure going here. Hey, Lee Barbarian. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. We're doing building tutorials. Yep. Rock as a prop, yeah. Editing, ding. Okay, yeah, it's pretty nice that you can grab the entire set of selection and drag. Yes. $5 DLC to remove rocks. Exactly. Because that's what EA would do it. So we want to get up to our second floor there. So let me show you how to make stairs. Stairs are a bit fiddly. They take a little time to make them. So you want to grab one voxel deep. Copy paste. Okay? And then you got to fit it into position. Move it down how you want it. That looks to me about right to me. Then you can paste it. And then you paste it. And you paste it. Sometimes, if you're like going down into a hill and you want to do this, you gotta cut it and not paste. Takes a lot of like practice to figure out if you get doing it right now. See, standing here, it looked perfect to me, right? It's like, oh yeah, I'm getting nice staggered steps. But then I noticed over here that spacing looked wrong. See, that doesn't look right? And then if I turn my camera, oh look, I missed the whole thing. That's just what happens. So you don't have to get upset about it or anything. Just grab it with your selection tool, cut it with just Control X, and then Control V is paste again. And then you just have to get it into position how you want it. And I messed it up again. It's the problem with the building tools is it's sometimes really difficult to see where everything is in 3D space. Because here's the problem. If I turn my mouse, it moves it. I really wish there was a lock position. I'm gonna talk with them to see if they can work on something like that, because you really need to be able to lock it so that when you turn your camera to see if it's lined up how you want it, it doesn't move the item. Because then that's the whole problem. You're trying to see if it lines up, and then you move it, then it's like you gotta start all over again. Remember, I was saying the stairs are very fiddly. It takes a lot of practice to get these suckers. Okay. So now we got stairs. It has to be 1 voxel high, otherwise the guy won't walk, or your character won't walk up and down it easily. Okay, so now we have a way to get up to our second story there. Oh, Shadow Song just said third person geometry needs a lock to center. Mm-hmm. That's what I was just saying. It's difficult. I just had a killer burrito. I mean, the thing was so kick-ass. And I got a little bit on my shirt. Okay. So we've made a little bit of a basic building here. Not a big deal. If you want, you can do some windows, whatever. Okay. So now what are we going to do? Well, I'm going to show you guys how to make an arch. Let's put a doorway here. And we're going to make it a tall doorway. And we're going to count the pixels, or voxels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 voxels across. And then we're going to delete that. So now we got a door, but we don't have any way, like no arch above it. So this is kind of an advanced feature here, but we're going to cover it now because I think you're catching up to what we're doing. So we're going to build a box first. We want to make it 7, or no, we want to make it a little bit wider, like 9 by 9. So that's 11. Okay, 11 by 15. We'll do it 11 by 11. Actually, we'll go 15 by 15. I think it's probably better to go a little bit bigger because you can always change it later. 15 by 15, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to draw... Oops, you're going to draw this up. You're going, wait a second, you're making a box to make an arch? Yeah, you'll see. And we'll do it about 15 pixels. 12 pixels is plenty. Okay, and then we're going to make it out of our material that we want to make it out of. Alright, and then here's what you do. You're going to take your delete tool. And you're going to make it big. And then you're going to hit N, which makes it twice as big. And then you're going to hit C, which makes it too damn big. And then I'm going to put it on the top of this here thing. Or side. It doesn't really matter as long as you can get it to where you're looking to get it. See, a lot of times it wants to float to the edge. That's why I was making the box a little bit bigger. Okay. There we go. And I've just cut a hole out of our block. Now, as you can see, it actually worked out well because you can see these lines here. Now, do you see the arch yet? We're going to make our selection tool small, and we're going to draw a single line of the voxels. And then we're going to grab this edge here. Oops. We're going to grab that edge. Nah. Sometimes these things are a pain in the neck. I could think of pain in another place, but we won't go there. Let's try that again. We're going to start high. There we go. And we're going to go a little bit. I think we want to go one more voxel up to make sure we get the whole arch. There's so many different controls on each one of these voxels that when you're doing the small voxel, it's sometimes really difficult to grab a single. So you might want to do double and then just do what I just did right there. Drop it down to single. Okay? And now it's big enough to where I can grab these handles a little better. We're going to go a little higher. There we go. So now what you do is you can cut it or copy it, Control C, Control V. So I'm going to cut it to show you what the cross section looks like. Okay, as long as you're somewhere between this, there's 2 pieces or 3 pieces almost of the center. Actually, that might be a little too high. I might want to undo that. Control Z, and then I want to move it down. There we go. That's the one I want. Control X to cut it. There we go. And now we just come up here, and there's stock is hanging out, and hit Control V. Now, all you have to do then is just use your rotate tool. Okay. And right now there is no way to scale what you've made. So because of that, I'm probably gonna have to change this doorway to map with the arch, but it's okay. Alright. Did I line it up right? No. Yeah, okay. I lined it up right. Okay, so now we've made an archway. And now we just have to do a little bit of cleanup to make it all match up. So we're going to draw a line down here. This is how big it's supposed to be. We're going to take our add tool, make that our texture. And then we're going to do the same way over here. Go down. Take our add tool, make our texture. And then going to grab this, get rid of that junk. And then all we really need to do now is just fix the wall to match up with this. There we go. Okay, so there we go. There we got our arch. Now you're going, wait a second, a little jaggy up there, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's a little bit jaggy around the edges. So you can take your smooth tool, and you can, I usually like my smooth tool kind of big. Oops, I don't want to do it on the roof. It's sometimes a bit tricky though to get it to be in the right spot, I'll tell you that. See, sometimes it doesn't want to, I want it right there, we go. So we're just going to smooth it out a little, make it look more archy-like. Okay. I have see-through stairs with gem. Ooh, that's nice. Note to self: when dig straight down next time, bring a light source I can't see. Yes. Hey, Blackhawk. Need some tutorial. I'm not that great. Just okay. Thanks, Shadow Song. If I'm overloaded from playing today, I'll take a break a little bit. Change source. Then you can use your select tool to smooth as well. Yes. We can show you that. So you can just, if you just, that's the part you're trying to smooth, you can highlight it and then smooth it there too. I just want to show everybody like each step you could do with each one of these things. Okay, so a little rough and jaggy still, not perfect, but kind of got the point across, right? That's how you make an arch, a crooked arch at that point, because I smoothed it too much on the one side, but that's okay. Next thing we're going to do is a column. Everyone's been asking me about the columns, like, oh my god, how did you make the columns? And they're not as difficult as you think. Matter of fact, they're really easy. I like them. I like making columns because you can make them all kinds of pretty. We're going to select our big block here and we're going to get rid of it because we don't need it for the next part. So, for the next one, I'm going to show you how to make a column. And by the way, if you're watching this later on YouTube, I should have annotations maybe on the left side of the screen that you can just skip ahead to the different parts you're trying to learn how to do. Alright, to make a column you need a sphere. Okay, so we're going to go to add and we're going to make it big and we're going to make it a sphere. It depends on what size of the column you want. That's about the smallest column you can make right there. The columns I have in the background, that one there is like this size ball, that column, and that one back there is like this size ball. And that's about as small as I can get. Even if you hit N, you can't go any smaller. So I wish they had a little smaller ball, but that's okay. So what you do is... Oh, uncentered doorway. Yes, I'm sorry, little Barbie. I have OCD too. Okay. So how you make a sphere with this? Or not a sphere, a column with this. What you got to do is use your select tool again. And you're going to draw the top of the box on top here. Gotta grab that. It's a little fiddly. Okay. And once you make it big enough, it gets so easy to use these grab handles. But until then, they're really a pain in the neck to grab. I wish that when it was at the single voxel size that they had another type of grab handle or something that was more responsive, because it's just a pain in the neck. Okay. There we go. We're gonna make it one more bigger. Okay. So if I think I've got it right, let's go up one just to be sure. Okay, that looks to be about right. Then we're gonna delete this. And don't worry about that, it's all jaggy and everything. And then what we're going to do is the same thing on the bottom. Get the box big enough to where you can hit the grab handles. And now you can probably already see the column already, can't you? Okay. Come on, you little sucker. Okay, there we go, we got it. Don't worry about the ground underneath it or anything. And don't worry about this. You know, you're looking at it, you're like, wait a second, what are these little wings that just came out of there? It's okay. It'll work itself out, trust me. Now what we're going to do is grab the whole thing that we just made. Do. You can probably just grab the top piece, but I think that didn't work as well as when I grabbed both of them. There we go. Still got. You always have to go around everything to make sure you got it all. I'm telling you how many times I've done it just thinking, oh, I got it all, and I missed a side, and I had to do it all over again. All right, so we're gonna copy that or cut it. Let's just copy. We're gonna paste it. Now you put it. Get rid of. Well, you're going to get rid of that other thing so you can see a little better. Okay. Just gonna paste it right on top. And see how I'm not looking at it three-dimensionally? I thought it was okay and it wasn't. So you're gonna go back. Alright, so we go back. Gotta make sure we got this three-dimensionally right. Drac, you were asking about a tradesman sifter? I do. Come on over and you can use it. Okay. There we go. Oh, once again, I didn't get it in 3D space. If you want, you can always get a couple of them stacked and then you can grab more of the stack. Ah, you suck so bad. Stop it. It's so difficult sometimes to see it three-dimensionally because you don't have a way to lock it in position, so you have to kind of guess. There we go. Yeah. There's the other thing, is right now there is no mithril, and what does that have to do with building? Well, you need mithril to make the final workstation, and until you get the final workstation done, you can't fly. So whereas this is so easy when you can fly, we can't fly yet in the game. We should be able to, but they just don't have mithril. So it's funny enough that one material is causing us not to be able to fly. That was weird. Oh. Yeah, let's see. It's still a pain. Once you get eye level, it becomes a real pain in the neck. Okay, so what I could do, to make it a little easier, is grab the whole damn thing. And then grab the side here. Sorry if I'm not paying attention to chat that much today, guys. I'm just trying to do the tutorial, so we'll be playing here in a little bit once the tutorial's done. Alright, so now I've got everything, and I'll just copy and paste that. A little easier now just to stack up one thing. And I got it crooked again. So if you guys are looking to build Penis Tower, this is how you do it. There we go. Okay, so now we've made a column. Now columns, of course, need things on the top and the bottom, but we're just showing you the basics of how to make a shaft. We're going to want to change this. I don't like that particular texture for this, so we're going to change it over to, how about a workstone slab? So I'm going to show you that this is the paint tool. We'll come back to this, the other tools in a second. Okay, so now we've made it, and you're like, wait a second, that's great and everything. It's a column, yes, but it's all jaggy. Now what we need is our smoothing tool, and you want to use as big as possible. And all you do is hold it on the column, and it will smooth it out. You want to get, it's a sphere, so you want to get it all the way around the column to get the whole column smoothed out. Hey, Bill Anner. Can you zoom out more? Yes. I'm sorry. I could zoom out a little bit. You can zoom out. I was zoomed in. To zoom out, you just use the Shift key on your mouse wheel. See, it's not 100% perfect sometimes. Sometimes it smooths everything beautifully, and other times it doesn't. There we go. You gotta kind of walk around it a little bit sometimes to get it what you're trying to do. And there we go. There's our column. You notice it's sort of round, but it's also a little squarish too. But it's close enough for a column for government work. Okay, and then all we need to do now is, once we have it all selected, you just go in and copy it, paste it, set it up how you want. Alright. When you're talking with Squirrel and decided to... Hey, thanks, Bellander. Okay, so now we've made a column. And we got an archway and a column. How about... Let's talk about some of the tools before we go into the more advanced stuff, because I was going to show you kind of how to do some modeling. This is not Maya by any means, or any. You're not going to be able to do some crazy modeling, but you can get some stuff done. If you notice my Temple of Domo there, I had a Domo statue inside, so we'll show you how to make something like that. Okay, so the other tools that I want to show you are the paint tool. Now the paint tool, however big you make the voxel is how deep it goes. So if this is an entire block of stone. You see the base of our building here is all stone. If I wanted to make it solid all the way in, I would want to use the biggest one. Whether you want to do that or not is up to you. But if you're trying to do it with some more rare type materials, you don't want to do that. Let's put like an inlay on our column here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our paint tool and we're going to make it down to 1 voxel deep. And then we're going to go over here to our stone and we're going to make it out of a precious material like aquamarine. Okay? Now to do that, all you need to do is just draw it. And it's not working. Hold on, I didn't select it. That was my fault. Okay, go to aquamarine and you have to select the actual gemstone. So anything you dig up in the ground can be made and it's not drawing it now. Anything you dig up in the ground can be made into a oh, it still didn't select it? What the heck? Aquamarine. There it goes. I guess it doesn't like the column to do that with. Okay. So let's put it on as a okay. There it goes. Put it on as a trim piece here. So it's only going, we'll go look at the top here. It's only going 1 voxel deep. And you see it's using up only 1 piece at a time. You see it was at 1200 or 12,000 and I'm down to like 12,000, whatever. So it's only going 1. Now if you go with this paint tool and you make it really big, it's going to paint everything inside. Now look at how much it dropped down. I could make this entire thing out of aquamarine. I've got a bunch of it. But if it was a more rare material, say you wanted to use ruby, you're not going to have this much ruby, at least not right now in the game. And I'm just using all of this up. All the aquamarine. This is entirely a building made out of a rare gemstone. What you see what just disappeared? It's because I don't have enough. And you'll notice that you like go into painting, you're like, oh, I'm painting away, everything's happy. This is great, it's all done. And then you hit the let go, and it all disappears. It's because you didn't have enough of it. Or you might have to go back over it again. Okay, so there we go. We have made a big, huge blob of aquamarine. You can hit Control Z to undo. Or if not, say, okay, well, let's leave it up. And you go, oh, geez, I don't like the way that looks. All you have to do is switch it over to what you want. So you go back here with the paint tool. You're gonna grab whatever other material you like. We'll go back to the intricate work stone. And oops. I'm still set for aquamarine. It's not grabbing it some reason today that well. There it goes. And you just put it back the way you had it, or you can paint it over or whatever. Remember, it's going 3 dimensions deep with this, by the way. So don't go too nuts if you're running out of stone. But the cool part is, if say you built it out of stone and you want to change it from this stone, like this stone's okay, but you want to make it like polished granite. When you do that, it doesn't cost anything to change it over. Like, you don't lose any. Watch, we got 37,682. We're going to come in here, we're going to paint this. Well, there must have been some... Oh, there was a piece of aquamarine there. Okay. There was a piece of aquamarine. But, effectively, you can see it hasn't gone down anymore now. It's because I'm using the same material just with a different type of texture on it. Now, I might bump into another piece of aquamarine. Yeah, I just did just there, too. There's probably a couple little tiny pieces of aquamarine on here. But you get the point. It's not charging me all brand new stone to put down the stone over the top of the old stone. It's still just basic stone. This one's just polished and shiny. So you can go completely nuts with it. So that's the paint tool. That's, I think, you need an alabaster forge to make the paint tool. Okay, so you're going to need that for that. And then the next one is the line tool. Now the line tool is a little bit broken right now. It doesn't work with a single voxel. You have to use double voxel. So this is the single, and you go double. It'll work with double, but it won't work with single. Now how it works is, you can click on an area, and then you come down. Now, if it's green, it should... It's not working right at the moment, but if it's green, it should make a nice line. Now, that's debatable, that being completely nice, but it's not bad. If you don't care, you can drop the line down, and if it's yellow, it's going to make a line, sort of, but it's not going to look that great. So let's drop it down here. Now, that one actually didn't turn out all that bad, but you see how it twisted at the end here? The voxels got all twisted up. So you kind of got to get it to where you want it, and then you have to fiddle with it till it turns green. If it doesn't ever turn green, then it's probably not going to work right. Now the thing with this one too is you need to have an endpoint. It can't just shoot off into space. You can't make like the Superman's house or anything like that, because you'd have to, well, you could, but you have to delete it later. But you can do some cool things with a line tool. It's a fun tool to play with. The main thing you can do with it is you can build a roof. So let's do that real quick on here. Once we get done with the tutorials, everybody, I'll go back into my normal playing thing. So we're going to go here. Oops, I didn't want to do that. We'll go here. And we're going to have to stretch it into space. It's so frustrating sometimes grabbing these things. Yeah, because if you're in like Maya or 3D Studio, you have like a different viewpoint windows that you can look at things from either top down, left, right, or a perspective. When you're in this game, you're in the game. You can't like fly around yet. Even if you can fly around, it doesn't give you the full look that you're looking for. Okay, finally I got it to where it's just a single voxel. Now roofs are really difficult. If you want a flat roof, easy peasy. I can show you a flat roof in a second. But we're trying to go for a more traditional, like 612 pitch roof. Okay. I should have known it wasn't lined up. There we go. And sometimes, look, I'm clicking and it's not going. Sometimes it doesn't work. Like even if you're all, everything's all set, you get it all lined up and it won't go. So what you got to do is you got to click it somewhere else and then go back. And there it goes. Okay. Ta-da! Okay. All that for that. Now what we're trying to do is we're going to grab that. And we want to try to center it a little better. That's why I moved it. Okay. And of course it's not. Come on. Oh, it's so frustrating sometimes not being able to. It's all set and it doesn't go. So you like got to drop it somewhere else and then you can go back and drop it there. It's a pain. Okay, I'm just gonna do this real quick just so I can show you how to make the roof. Okay, so how you make the roof a pitched roof is you want to. You're probably gonna need a grappling hook at this point. You can do it without a grappling hook, but it's a little more trickier. What you're going to do is, oops, we're going to grab on, see if you could fly. This is all kind of moot at this point. Okay, now we're going to take our line tool. It's got to be twice double size. I'm going to take it to there, and then we're going to bring it up to here. And it twisted. So it's kind of like probably not going to work. It didn't. It just did this weird cut. There it goes. Alright. So that's one side of our pitched roof. You guys probably see where I'm going here. Click this one. Click that one. Click this one. Come on. There it goes. Ah. Now all you do now is once you've got the angle you're looking for, the pitch. I'm doing this really kind of down and dirty too, by the way, just to show you kind of how it works. Now you can grab this and then grab this. But it's still pretty quick. And then in a real building, these are joists. We're just going to copy that joist, and then we're going to move it over so it lines up, and paste it, and then do the same thing. Sometimes it moves, so you gotta. Once you get it set up, it's pretty easy. Copy, paste, roll, scroll the mouse once, copy, paste, copy, paste. Okay, so you get the gist now. That's our roof. Okay. If I spent a little more time on it, you sort of see how to get that. But you get the point, right? That's how we do this. We could just clean this up here. And here you go. Well, we had spammers. Sorry. Cylinders would be amazing. My tower took 7 hours to try to get right. Would have done in minutes. Oh. Yep. That's why your last girlfriend said. She said, get that mobile crack out of here. Okay. Freaking spammer. When I first made a grappling hook, I stressed out about moving to my hotbar, but I played the game pissed because I thought I had lost the resource. That's as I mistakenly pressed E a day later. Yeah. It doesn't go on your hotbar. I thought it go on your hotbar too. It doesn't. It goes in here. It ends up on your character sheet. And then all you do is you hit your E. You gotta aim it though. You aim it. You can put your mouse where you want it to go. But you need the grappling hook for some of these building things, especially when your building gets really tall. You're gonna need a big grappling hook. Okay, is there anything else anybody in the audience would like to see me show that I could show you how to do? I don't mind showing a couple more things if you want. Hey, LEB. Instead of just silently watch, thank you. For everybody who's watching, please hit the follow button. When we get to 50 subscribers, we're already at 35 subscribers, so only 15 more subscribers. And we're going to be giving away another copy of EverQuest Next Landmark Alpha. Dexella wrote me the other day, and she gave me 5 prime grappling hooks, which are the super powerful, ultra rare ones that they gave away at the Sony event. Which I think they said they're only for Alpha because they're so powerful. Like basically, I think you can shoot it here and it'll hit that tree over there, which I can't. I have 5 of those to give away. She sent those, and she said that she might be able to help me out with some Alpha. If that happens, that'll be fantastic. I'll be able to give away some Alpha too. I'm giving away Alpha because I'm purchasing it, but Sony might actually give me something to give away. So, Addie says America is sending its troops to Vietnam. Did I hear? Well, of course. Fappy Bird, the guy took Fappy Bird down yesterday, and that's I think tantamount to war. So, I can understand. All right. What else? Anything else you guys want to see? Hey, too bad you can't use Doge to pay for. Oh my God, yeah. Really quick, Doge is flying right now. It's going really, really high. It's already up to 193, and it was at 163 the other day. It was up to 200 something last night, but it did correct itself a little bit. So very exciting stuff if you guys are into cryptocurrency. All right, well if you guys don't want to see me do, if you just don't want to see me, or you guys don't want to see anything else, then there we go. My address is 32 Kirk Drive, Rochester, New York, 14610. My phone number, I'll give you that. Well, come on, AdShev, come on over. Let's talk. I wasn't able to make it to Beyond the Portal. Kids want to Taco Bell, and I watched the YouTube and read that Dex was going crazy. Yeah, she was popping out. She was popping not only alpha codes in, she was popping in the $100 alpha codes. I stopped mining Litecoin. It took me 3 weeks to get a single one. Yeah, I'm done with Litecoin too. I'm doing Dogecoin now because it's a little better. All right. So let's. I guess we're gonna be done with this. If nobody else wants to see any more of the tutorial stuff, let's go on and go back to doing what we were doing. We'll go do some giveaways. I got some stuff to give away to you guys. If you don't have alpha right now, I don't have anything to give away to you right this second. That's coming. So hang in there because that's coming. As soon as we hit 50 subscribers, we will we'll be giving away that. You're welcome, Jack. Okay. Well, I got that all cleaned off. Let's... Oops. That's the problem with this this bar. It just disappears. Okay. So it shouldn't be a problem. We can just drop the temple back down here if everything worked out right. Temple of Domo finished. Let's place it. I think it goes right here. Now we're off some? Off a little bit. Okay. It only put down the lower half. That's funny. I believe technically we should be able to use the add tool. Maybe it's the paint tool. There we go. You just use the paint tool and it fixes it. It's weird. It's a strange bug. There it goes. Okay. We have the temple of Geekdomo back. I can't turn the light on here. Let's see. That's the problem with also the lights. The fire and the lights, they just sometimes stop working. It's really weird. Okay. Sometimes I gotta come up in the air to turn it on. There we go. Okay, all done. That was fun. Hopefully that tutorial will be helpful, and I'll put that up on YouTube. I'm gonna put this whole video up on YouTube, but I think I'll take that one section down, cut it, edit it, and then it'll be a little easier for people to use that just as the tutorial. Powerful paint in there, yes. If you put temp blocks at the corners for reference to help lines. Oh, that's a great tip there, Ellie Bell. I didn't even think to do that. I usually kind of do it by eye. As you can see, it's off a little bit actually. That's weird. Are these columns off 1 pixel? They are. Or 1 voxel. They're off 1 voxel. So okay, now you built your thing and you like it, but you have to move something. Not a problem. I'll show you how to do that. We're gonna move this. Okay. I should have followed Ellie's guide just then. Let's do that. So what we need to do is put it here on the corner. It's gonna go right there. That's all I really need because that's where I'm trying to get it to go to. So if we put it back. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. How did that happen? It says I have insufficient stone. How is that possible when I just... Am I 1 stone too short? I was. I guess I better go dig. Alright, so... Did I put them in the right spot though? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Control Z. What's the best coin to mine at the moment? There's a website out there. I don't have the link handy. Maybe if one of you guys who are in the audience knows it. It's a cryptocurrency coin site, and it tells you what the current best coin is to mine, and you can switch it up day to day if you want. Ultimately, you're trying to get the Bitcoin, right? Alright, so that's it everybody for the tutorial. What do you think of Temple Domo? I don't think there is Control Y. Control Z is undo, yep. So, everybody here in Alpha want